Hi, it's Terry Senft. I am the author of Camgirls, and tonight I'm answering questions from students at the University of Central Florida. And here is a question about my book. Terry, did you feel you had a familiarized or personal relationship with your viewers even though there was no direct verbal dialogue through webcam screenings? Uh, if so, how well did you feel like you knew your fans, and how accurately do you believe they perceived you? Okay, well, let me start off by saying, for folks who didn't read the book, because, it wasn't a bestseller, uh, part of my research method was that I set myself up as a cam girl, and I chatted with people for about a year, ran a webcam out of my house. And to answer the next question, no, I wasn't naked. So here's the thing, and I think other cam girls at the time can back me up. This is around 2001 I did this. The way it worked was as follows. You had this cam going, and people could watch or not watch. And then often there were chat rooms that were IRC channels back in the day, where people could say things. But even more frequently, people would post things on bulletin boards or later live journal. That was something that people were using quite a bit. So I guess you could say that I had at least two tiers of people who were watching me. The first were just lurkers, and I don't know what they knew about me because I didn't interact with them. The second were the people who would post in forums. And I don't know, I thought they knew quite a bit about me, in part because I did so much writing around what was going on. Other cam girls had other experiences, and I detail those in the books, where someone would look at an image of somebody crying on a couch, and then the next image would be the boyfriend coming in, and then the next image would be her crying again, and they would make a story in their head because there was no sound at the time, it wasn't streaming. They'd make a story about how horrible he was to her and flood her email box, but actually he was going to get her, medicine because she had a migraine. So people put together things visually and make their own stories about them. I spent a lot of time writing, so that writing always sort of stood in relationship to the images I was putting out. So I felt pretty understood. I also got the same amount of garbage that everybody gets who goes on a camera. I got told that I was fat. I got told that I was ugly. I got told that I was old. I got told that I was a whore. I got told to get my tits out. I got told to not get my tits out. I got asked why I didn't have a pet. I got asked some questions. But again, that's the nature of image viewership. People feel disconnected from the experience, and so they say any damn thing they want. I do want to tell a story about my dissertation defense. So this project was begun as part of my PhD research, and one of the things that I was committed to doing was putting my research on LiveJournal in a locked format, but I had like 500 people on my friends list, and asking people for their input. And it really changed the way that I wrote. People would sometimes say, I think you're completely wrong, or I might have had this position when you spoke to me, but I don't have this position anymore. And we'd hash it out, and sometimes the discussion would be the most interesting part of of what wound up in the book. I had a very groovy and forward-thinking advisor, Dr. Barbara Kirschenblatt-Gimblet. What's up, Barbara? And she okayed me webcasting my dissertation defense. And my poor committee was sitting there with cameras running on me, not necessarily them, but people could hear them, and because it was actually streaming, and all of these people from around the world were typing in like questions and comments and saying things like, You know, that professor on the left thinks that they know about how video is circulating right now. They don't really know. And it was really, it was, it says a lot about my committee that they rolled with it. It really was one of the first sort of big open public sphere uh, scholarship demonstrations that I had ever seen. So in that way, these people who were watching me, they were actually a lot more intimate with my work in some ways than my dissertation committee was. So that was a really exciting moment for me because it made me see how this technology could collapse spaces that were previously pretty separate, the sort of the university dissertation defense area and the live journal. And that was something that I took with me for the rest of my time at school and then into my teaching.